From Campbell University in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina, this is Campbell Now.
Hello everyone, I'm Colin Nation.
And I'm Sarah Newman, and this is Campbell Now Sports. History is made with Campbell's women's basketball team earning its first ever win in the Women's National Invitational Tournament. Campbell completed an 8-point fourth quarter comeback to end Coastal Carolina 57-55 Thursday night in the first round of the WNIT. This win was possible with the great efforts of Gianni Boone, Gemma Nunez, Courtney Dahlquist, Hadley Dill, and Jasmine Felton. Unfortunately, this momentum did not carry into the second round of the tournament as the Camels fell to Southern Indiana 51-60. This game was a nail-biter to watch, with Campbell narrowly behind the Screaming Eagles the whole game. Even with this loss, we congratulate the Camels on making it into the tournament and making history for Campbell.
This is a big week for Campbell as they announced their new head coach of the basketball program. Campbell University named John Andraic as its new head coach of the basketball team. Andraic, who was formerly an assistant coach at Florida, helped lead the Gators to an SEC championship and a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. He brings extensive experience from coaching roles at Washington State, Dartmouth, and Johns Hopkins. Excited for the opportunity, Andraic aims to build a winning culture at Campbell and strengthen the program's success. We're excited to see what our new coach is capable of.
The women's golf team is celebrating today as it finished second of 17 at the City of Oaks Collegiate Tournament. Mira Berglund finished one shot off the individual lead, propelling Campbell onto the leaderboard. Campbell claimed runner-up honors in the team standings after Saturday's final round of the tournament. The final scores ended with the Camels placing second and ECU took first.
The men's golf team competed well at the Schenkel Invitational, taking home a 7th place finish. The competition hosted 14 schools, 8 of which ranked in the top 100 in the nation. Campbell overall finished 4 above par, with Hendrik Belke being tied in 19th place in this competition. The Camels return to action in Cutter Creek Intercollegiate, hosted by East Carolina this weekend at Cutter Creek CC in Snow Hill, North Carolina.
Campbell's wrestling season wrapped up on the second day of the NCAA Championship at the Wells Fargo Center. Senior Levi Hopkins advanced to Day 2, securing a win over Navy's Peyton Thomas before falling in the second consolation round, ending his career as a 3-time All-SoCon team member. Shannon Hanna also concluded his collegiate career with his 3rd NCAA appearance, narrowly losing in a tightly contested bout. He finishes as a 2-time All-SoCon selection and a U23 Pan Am bronze medalist. Wynton Denkins made his NCAA debut with a dramatic sudden victory over Wyoming's Gabe Willichel, capping a strong season off with 30 wins. Follow the Camels on social media for updates and content throughout the year.
Campbell announced to open CAA play with a 3-2 win over defending champion UNCW, led by Dalen Thompson 2-run homer and Jake Murray's 12 strikeout performance over 6 innings. The Camels scored all their runs in the 3rd inning and held off a late UNCW push with Bryce Shares earning the save. In the second game, Campbell secured the series with a 17-9 victory, recording a season high of 17 runs and 16 hits. Jonah Oster had 4 hits and 4 RBIs, while Joey Morton had 3 hits and 5 RBIs, including a home run. This momentum did not carry on to the 3rd game of the series as the UNCW pitcher Cam Bagwell allowed 0 hits or runs for the Camels. This unfortunately resulted in a 0-12 loss for the Camels, and this brings Campbell's season total to 10 wins and 13 losses, with 2 wins and 1 loss in the CAA. This ends the Campbell 10-game homestead, and now Camels hit the road on Tuesday to take on Charlotte. This game will start at 6 o'clock and will be available for streaming on ESPN+.
The Campbell softball team took a tough loss Sunday afternoon to the Towson Tigers by a score of 1-2. However, the team still took the weekend series versus the Tigers, winning Game 1 by a score of 10-8, and Game 2 was 6-1. The softball team has gotten out to an extremely hot start, starting 22-8 with an impressive 8-1 record in conference play. Up next, the Camels will return back to the Creek to take on Hofstra Pride in a 3-game set starting March 28th.
The Campbell track and field team is gearing up for their meets this weekend. Some of the Camels will be heading to NC State on Thursday to compete in Raleigh relays, and some will head to ECU on Friday to compete in the Bill Carson Invitational. Big weekend for our Camels around the track, and we wish them safe travels and the best of luck as they compete.
The women's lacrosse team held 2 games in the Creek last week. Going against Monmouth this past Thursday, they took the win 11-10. In their game Sunday against Drexel, the Camels lost 8-18. They will hit the road this week, traveling to Elon to play against them on Saturday, March 29th at 1 p.m.
The women's tennis team had some great matches this weekend, starting with a 6-1 victory over NCANT. That 6-1 scoreline over NCA&T shows they're really hitting their stride. Taking the doubles points early with Akivity and Garcia dominating the court 1, and Maris and Praspala were able to pull through in a tight match on court 2. Winning 3 of their last 4 matches, it looks like the Camels are building some serious momentum in the CAA play. However, it was a tough battle for the Camels on Sunday as they dropped a close 4-3 decision against UNC Wilmington. The Camels moved to a 7-7 overall and a 2-2 in a CAA play this spring. Campbell will now take a weekend off before returning to action at home on April 6th against Hampton.
Lastly, the men's tennis team had some highs and lows this week in their matches. The Camels fell to UNC Greensboro 2-5. UNCG won all but one of the doubles matches and swept all but 2 of the singles matches. Campbell regrouped and then delivered a stellar performance against Francis Marion with a 6-1 victory. The Camels took the doubles points and only lost one of their singles matches. Campbell returns home for its final 3 matches of the regular season, starting with William & Mary on Friday at 2 p.m. That's all for today. I'm Sarah Newman.
And I'm Colin Nation. Be sure to join us Wednesday for Campbell Now, and we'll see you next week on Campbell Now Sports.